Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a full gameplay and talking about the best way to get more kills in Fortnite Battle Royale. So definitely going to be giving you guys a lot of different tips. I'm going to cover early game, mid game, and late game, and overall how to get the most kills out of the game. So this gameplay you're going to be watching here is a 19 kill solo win I got, I think it was yesterday. A pretty nice win. 19 kills for a solo game is definitely a lot of kills. I killed basically 1/5 of the map, and you know there's 100 players, so you know 19 is almost 20, basically a fifth of the map, and definitely a very good gameplay here. People were asking for like full gameplays from me, so what I've done here is I basically taken the gameplay, I've shown you everything single important part and cut it down because the gameplays in this game can last, you know, a bit longer. We'll talk about that in a second here. If you guys could drop a like on this video, 88 likes is what we're going for. Smack that like button, guys. I really do appreciate everyone supporting this channel, dropping likes, subscribing, all that sort of stuff. Definitely is amazing. And just thank you to everyone. If you guys are new and not already subscribed, hit that button. And of course, everyone drop a like. So Fortnite games where you get a win can last between 20 to 25 minutes usually. So I've cut out, you know, all the boring parts of me running and rotating and put it into a nice gameplay here where you can see all of the really good kills and different stuff like that. So let's talk about it. How do you get more kills in Fortnite? If you're watching this video, you probably want to be able to, you know, maybe you're getting deep in the game, but maybe you're ending up with like only a couple of kills. Now, I broke it down into 3 different ways: early game, mid game, and late game. So we'll start off first part of the video, obviously the gameplay. I'm in early game right now. Let's talk about the early game, how to get more kills. Now, the first thing about early game is you need to land in a populated area, and honestly with how the map is designed right now, I know a lot of people have different opinions on Tilted Towers. Some people think it's great, some people think it's you know, ruined the game or whatever. I personally enjoy Tilted Towers. If you want to get a lot of kills, you're going to want to land Tilted Towers pretty much every single time, for the fact that it's central on the map. You can hit up those rotations, whether you're rotating up towards Pleasant or down towards maybe Salty Springs after. It doesn't really matter. You're in a central point on the map, and usually every single game quite a few people land at Tilted Towers, and that's 100% the spot where I would say to land. However, another tip you can do to get more kills is as the bus is flying in, look to the back of the bus and see how many people are dropping off onto different areas. If you see like 50 people come flying out of the bus early and they're all dropping Pleasant Park, you might want to go Pleasant Park. If you guys are not fans of Tilted Towers but you still want to get a lot of kills, there are some other very populated areas where you can do it. I would definitely say Retail Row, Pleasant Park, and Tilted. Those are probably the main 3 right there. Even Salty Springs is one that's a little more low-key, but there's quite a few people that land there in solo. That's the first thing. Now, once you get there, you want to, of course, land and find a gun immediately and have your headset on. Especially for Tilted Towers, you're able to sound horn and hear enemies coming from every which way, and you want to play very active in that early game. As you guys can see right here, I'm only 3 minutes into this game or whatever, and I already have 8 kills with 46 left. So I've set myself up in a good position. You want to win that first area and come out of there with quite a few kills. If you can come out of Tilted Towers with between 5 to 10 kills, you are pretty much set up for a high kill gameplay. And those are all the tips I will say for early game. You need to make sure you're landing, you're getting the guns right off the bat, you're listening for people's footsteps. With the new update, it's kind of a lot easier to hear if they're up or down. And in Tilted Towers, shots are going to be firing left, right, and center all over the place. And what I would say is run over to the shots or try to get high ground on Tilted Towers and just pick people off. Definitely, you're going to have to play active. If you want to get more kills, you can't really hide in the early game. You definitely can't hide in the early game. You have to play active. The good thing about early game is even if you die, it's all good. You're sent back to the lobby and you can just try again. That's the beauty of a Battle Royale game. Now, get more to the mid game. So yeah, you can see where I'm at this point in the game. Tilted Towers is pretty much cleaned out. I can, you know, if you don't hear anything hopping around in Tilted Towers or any gunfire or anything like that, you can make sure and try to clear it out, because sometimes there's a few stragglers. But that's when you're headed more towards that mid game area, around 50 people to 50 to around 20 people, or somewhere around there. That's what I would consider the mid game, and then the rest of it's late game or early game. So once you get set up and you're done with Tilted Towers, you need to mid game play off of rotation. So what that means is basically the safe zone is going to move, and you're going to know where popular areas are if you're watching the bus, where a bunch of people landed based on the path the bus was taking. So for example, if you see that a safe zone is in an area, but there's a bunch of big high traffic areas that are going to be flooding in there, you want to cut off that rotation. And I'll show a good example of doing it here in a minute in this gameplay. But by cutting off of a rotation, and right here I'm just looking for one more guy straggler at Tilted Towers. By cutting off of a rotation, you're able to catch people who are trying to get get basically out of the storm or into a better position. And if you're right on the edge of the storm looking out, they're sprinting to you. You might have a base set up, you might have something different set up right there, and you're able to pick them off. So as you guys can see here, this is the mid-game part right now. Look at where I'm at positioned onto the map. I heard some gunfire happening over here. So of course I'm active. I'm going to run over to that gunfire. And this is where I catch a bunch of people mid-rotation. So of course I caught that guy just standing there trying to snipe people. And obviously when he was looking over there, I start looking over there too because there was an enemy over there. Mid-game, this is where you're catching people on these rotations. Everyone is trying to get towards the next safe zone. Most people try to get towards the center of that safe zone, which right now would be around Tilted Towers. So I obviously look and see, okay, the Moisty Myers or whatever is out of the zone. Tilted Towers is in the zone. I'm going to cut off between those areas, get a good vantage point on it, whether it can be you building a base or being up in a high, I'm up on a hill here. So I have a huge vantage point over people. And I'm able to basically look around, look every which way of people who are going to be going towards that new safe zone. And then whenever you hear shots, come over and pick them off. So right here, you can see people are fighting. People are doing these rotations. These people have late rotations. I was lucky enough to land at Tilted Towers Central, so I have a good position up here. And I'm able to basically third-party this fight, which is another huge key to getting a lot of kills. You need to rush and you need to third-party fights, which means that if two people are fighting, you just come up out of nowhere and try to steal both kills if possible, or at least one. And then, of course, by doing that, you get a bunch of different loot as well. And that's definitely what I'm doing here. These people are fighting each other close range. They have no idea that I'm up here, and even if they do, what are they going to do? Because they have so many different things to worry about. And that's why I have this vantage point, and I'm basically just using it to my advantage. Of course, to get more kills, you always want to have the height advantage. You want a third party. You want to catch people off rotations. That's what I would say for the mid game. I'm doing a pretty good job of it here. Once I get out of this, you can see now there's only like 6 people left. This is definitely where it goes to the late game. So for late game, my tips to get more kills is you want to, number one, rotate early. You'll see here in a second here, I wait and see where the new safe zone is, and then I take a jump pad over towards the top of the castle on Tilted Towers. And by doing that, I'm now at the center of the new safe zone. Late game, early game, you want to be high traffic. Mid game on rotations. Late game, you want to be in the center of the safe zone, because a lot of people get nervous when it comes down to the top 10 or top 20 or whatever, and a lot of people will wait until the gas is on them to rotate. So you see here, look where I have to go. I say, screw it, I'm going right now, and I get myself to the center of the safe zone. And then I look out and I can see people who are running, trying to get to the zone. And of course, they're out in the open. I'm up in a huge castle. I'm going to win that gunfight 9 times out of 10. And that's what I'm able to do by doing that. And then, of course, after that, I'm able to basically rotate over to different places. And in the late game, you just want to try to finish different people off. So, for example, if you see there's 3 people left, you want to be able to get both of those kills. You also don't want to choke the gameplay, though, as well. So it depends how confident you are. It depends if you want to. If you see people are weak, you should probably go ahead and push them by building staircases, rushing them by doing that. And if people are full health, or if you're weak, you probably want to take it slow. And that's probably the most challenging part of getting a high kill game, is late game trying to manage picking off all of the people, but also manage that with not dying and choking the gameplay. Because the gameplay is, I mean, I guess it's good if you get a lot of kills, but to get a really good high kill win, number one priority, you have to win the game, and that is definitely a key, what I would say there. And then once you get down to the last 1 or 2 people, take it slow. This last guy here was camping in this building. I just take my time, get up on top of it, wait till I have a vantage point above him. Of course, you want to have height. Late game, you always want to have height, and once I have height on him, I'm just basically peppering him and destroying all of his stuff until I get a chance to actually pick him off. And I just eventually I decided, I didn't want to let it go down to where the safe zone was completely engulfing us, so I decided to just go ahead and rush him. I did have the purple tactical shotgun, and I didn't think he was that good of a player because he was kind of scared to challenge me. And usually you can tell late game if players are good or if they're just people that like to hide and hopefully get lucky. So I could tell this guy, he didn't want to challenge me. Every time I kept breaking the floor, I kept shooting. He didn't shoot back really. He would just just sort of rebuild. And let's see there, he tries to shoot, one shot, rebuilds. So then eventually I decide, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to rush this guy, and I rush him with the shotgun and finish him off. So that's the tips I would give you guys for how to get more kills. Definitely focus on all those things, and focus on landing popular areas. Tilted towers is how you're going to get the most kills. Even if you get pissed off and you die a lot, that's what comes with the territory. To get a lot of kills, you're going to be dying a lot. You're going to be, losing gameplays and stuff like that. But that's the risk reward factor. If you want to get 3 kill wins, of course you can just hide to the late game, get some good loot and hide to the late game. If you want to get high kill wins, you have to be active, and this is how you're active throughout the whole game. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys could drop a like in this video, I'd really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and go for 88 likes. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, sub for cookie and don't licky, and I'm out. Peace.